What's up, guys? This is going to be a little video on kind of the behind the scenes on how I made songs from the EP. This song is going to be Paralyzed, which I thought was it was kind of an interesting song because it was kind of the first song that kind of really started the whole motion of me creating EXO. First it kind of just started off with an idea, just the melody, and then I was just like, all right, let's add words to this melody, and then it became the song. And then once it became the song, I was like, I kind of like this kind of feel, and ultimately I ended up deciding to make it EP, just based off of the production of the song alone. So I'm gonna switch it over and I'm gonna show a little bit more on how I made it. So I got Logic Pro open. Pretty much the main difference between this song and all of the other songs on the EP is the actual instrumentation of this. I originally started off this project in GarageBand, and I really like the instrumental, like the drums, but I had a really hard time recreating the exact sound that I wanted in Logic. I had a hard time doing the drums again. So what I did was I just I got the instrumental, and from there I tried to strip it, because at the end right here is the guitar part, and I had a really hard time replicating the exact sound that I wanted, the exact articulation that I wanted. So then that's why I kind of kept the original, and I honestly thought there were some parts that were lacking, like the bass. So with this instrumental, I'm using isotope plugins and stuff like that. I ended up using Neutron, at least for this particular track, and actually all the other vocal tracks, just to really bring out the bass, as you can see right there. And for the vocals, I actually ended up using, I used not most, but like a couple of Logic native plugins. I used the Noise Gate. I used Isotope's Neutron 2 to kind of mix and master the vocals. I used Vocal Synth, which is actually a really great little plugin that I just found. I'm gonna isolate the vocals for that. So basically what Vocal Synth did was gave me kind of a doubling. Girl, I'm paralyzed. I'm so paralyzed. So that second really deep voice that you heard is actually the Vocal Synth working right there. Just wanna make you mine, but when you so if I turn it off, girl, I'm paralyzed. I'm so paralyzed. I just want you by my side, but I know it's not the time. And also the really cool thing about this is, alright, so it's no secret, I do use pitch correction in pretty much all of the EP, just to kind of smooth things out. Obviously I'm not a perfect singer, it definitely helps there. And I also ended up using a little bit of the flex pitch that comes native to Logic as well, as you can tell down there. And do the verse, solo that. All I got is, and I did the same thing for the verse. Pretty much everything's the same. Noise Gate, Neutron 2. I ended up using the auto mode just so it can be kind of tailored a little bit more to my voice. And then decided to cut things off between 100 and 200, because things do get a little bit money there, and I ended up bringing out 4,000 and up just for the clarity in the vocals. I gotta speak up right now. Speed up for sundown. I don't wanna come down, but I'm high. You
Guess we're having fun now.
And the I don't know, I really like the vocal synth, and I actually used two different vocal synths for each part. So this one's using the BioVox.
Now, oh, you feel it too, we.
So that's the vocal synth isolated.
Stay, I don't need a bag, but I need you bad. Yes, I need you bad.
And that's kind of how it is mixed. And then let's go back to this one. I used the BioVox on the verse, and for the chorus, I ended up using the Polyvox, which sounds just a smidge different.
I can't breathe.
And with the voicing, I did the sub, so it sounds deeper. It sounds like an octave lower. And I did the same thing for the bright vocals. So, I was kind of actually going for like the Weekend kind of vibes when I was doing the guitar part with the little palm mute. The chord progression, I think, was in its original key was B minor, and then A, E minor, and G. I mean, obviously the timing's not right, but I already made the song anyways, so. And then one of the biggest things that I had a hard time recreating was the actual solo part at the very end, which might not be the easiest to hear, but it was something that I had a hard time getting the timing right and actually recreating the exact solo that I did, especially now because I started this song so long ago. I don't even remember exactly how it was supposed to go. And then that was just kind of like a basic pentatonic scale. So that's pretty much it. If you put it all together, that is kind of how I made Paralyzed. It's definitely about a song about like, it's almost like a song about the anxiety of not knowing whether or not a person has mutual feelings about you, or something like that, you know. It's pretty broad. It's not, you know, terribly specific, but it's just about like that kind of phase in a relationship or in someone's life.